and welcome to the bridge over the River Lee here in Cork. It's a nice morning and I've had a lovely wander round by the river, and now I'm going to be catching the bus to Waterford. There are no direct trains from Cork to Waterford, so I've decided to try out the Irish buses. So yeah, it's a bit of a departure for me today, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one goes. The original bus station on the site was built in 1938 before being replaced by this one in 1959, which subsequently underwent a facelift in 2004. This beautiful main entrance faces west, so let's step inside and see this early 60s marvel. Well, inside it's much modernised with a travel centre, ticket machines, 2 snack and news outlets, toilets and a modest waiting area. The display boards are very clear and I've no problem seeing my upcoming departure on the list. Buses leave from 3 sides of the building. Ours will be going from stand number 1, which is just beyond these back doors. Here on the north side of the building, the refurbishment has retained the wooden effect of the window frames, and also these lovely period mosaiced columns. Aren't they wonderful? The glazed concrete canopy out here, supported by the candy stick columns, is yet another delight to behold. And here we are at stand 1, so while we wait in line, you'd better pop off and have a look at our route for today. We'll follow the River Lee out of the city westwards, and then on to Midleton and Castlemartyr. Then we should get some nice sea views at the seaside town of Youghal before cutting across to Dungarvan for hopefully some more good views of the Dungarvan Harbour. Then it's a push through County Waterford to Clonmult, and then on to Waterford itself with a couple of intermediate stops outside town at the hospital and the university. Our journey today will be around 125 kilometres or 78 miles, and it is scheduled to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. OK, let's get back to the bus as we're boarding now. And once on board, as I'm no expert in bus travel, I go for halfway back where there should be a good view of the coastline and also the stops indicator. I know I need to sit on the right, and the front seat seems to have a fairly opaque barrier between them and the driver, and so I think this seat maybe just gives a better view. So I've given up a bit of legroom for a better window view, although they might have wiped this divider a bit. But I have a dual USB charge point and they both worked throughout the journey, and the seat itself was really good for the whole 2 hours 15 minutes on board. And with the seat comes retractable armrests and of course seat belts. And we pull off the stand on time. And soon it's a quick snake through the streets and one final crossing of the River Lee, and we're on our way to Midleton, a journey which you can also do by train. And on the subject of trains, it's not long before we pass Cork Kent station and we begin to run alongside or near the line to Midleton. And the Lee looks lovely this morning. I can honestly say I really enjoyed my 2 nights in Cork. The previous day I'd had a beautiful walk along the Greenway, which is on the other side of the river from where we are now. And also across the river is the 45,000 capacity Park Killeagh. And there's the line to Midleton passing underneath us. There's a lot of roadworks as they improve the main junctions east of Cork, but once through we pick up the N25, which is the main Cork to Wexford route, which will take us all the way through to Waterford. And there's time for one last look across Slatty Water to Fota Island before we crack on for Midleton. And then, as with many bus journeys, we duck off the main road to make our calling points in Midleton itself. We get a quick look at the Clonmult monument, which commemorates the Clonmult ambush in February 1921. And we make our stop close to the Jameson Whisky Distillery, from which the product is now shipped to over 130 countries. And we're back on the N25 again, with the sign saying we've got 25 kilometres before we get to Youghal. The in-bus display board confirms we've arrived in Castlemartyr. The display gives real-time estimates of arrival times and was very useful indeed. It is certainly a wonderful time of year to be travelling in Ireland enjoying the spring blossoms. Soon we are at Youghal, where we'll wiggle through the streets with a couple of stops, but this is arguably the prettiest bit of the ride, so I think we can afford to take a bit of time here. And the weather is perfect for us to get a wonderful view of the River Blackwater's estuary at Youghal, and beyond to Youghal's ancient waterfront and harbour. Indeed, during the 1600s, Youghal was far more important a port than Cork, at the time Cork only being referred to as a port near Youghal. Youghal is now a pretty seaside resort, but in common with most Irish towns it has a dark history. Dominic Collins, one of the 24 Irish Catholic martyrs, was hanged here in 1602. And as we pass through the iconic Clock Gate Tower of 1777, it's sobering to recall this used to be the place for thumbscrews, the rack, floggings, hangings, and pitch capping. And if you don't know what pitch capping is, then go and look it up on Wikipedia. I'm not going to describe it here. But yes, Youghal really looks like somewhere I should spend some more time in the future. It truly is lovely. Once out of town, we cross the River Tourig and rejoin the N25. The N25 finally crosses the Blackwater on the Youghal Bridge, and we bid goodbye to this charming town with its stunning estuary. But not before we get one last look right down the estuary. Magic! And once we've crossed the Blackwater, we're now in County Waterford. And it's not long before we get our first glimpse of Dungarvan Harbour. Suddenly the road sweeps right and down, and we quickly descend to the harbour. And at the town we cross the Killeagh on the Duke of Devonshire Bridge and then get a very good look at the castle. Also starting around here is the Waterford Greenway, which is a 46-kilometre walking and cycling route from Dungarvan to Waterford, which follows the route of the old railway line. And on the other side of the bus, the Comeragh Mountains briefly hove into view. I think it's worth showing my attempt at a trip to the toilet in full. As a bus newbie, as far as I could tell, there was no light inside at all. If there was one somewhere, I'll be blowed if I could find it. Anyway, as I was really going down in the interests of this video, I think I should be okay until Waterford. If I'd been desperate, well, this is what a mobile phone light is for, isn't it? Do let me know if you know where I was going wrong. So, as we are approaching Waterford through their soulless out-of-town shopping areas, let's look at what this cost me. Well, booking online a little in advance, my adult single cost me €14.30. However, I've seen tickets on sale on the website now for €10.65. But anyway, I think $14.30 was still a fair price for this journey, and as I said, the bus and the seat were very comfortable indeed. And of course, Waterford is the home of Waterford crystal glass. But as regular viewers will note, my only interest in glassware is when it gets filled up with beer. And now we're on the final leg along the quayside as the bus station is sited on Merchant's Quay. The modern bus station looks pretty good even through the rain as we swing on to stand at 10 minutes past 2, 15 minutes late. As we disembark, let's have a closer look at our VDL Futura 59-seater, which was introduced in 2021. Although it wasn't used today, these buses are fitted with a wheelchair lift, making them fully accessible, which is great. And I think they look very smart in their Expressway livery. Oh, and a big green bus passes the station. They run the same route for a €12 ticket price. And just walking away from Waterford Bus Station. Nice little bus station. So I had a very pleasant ride from Cork. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it too. There was some lovely bays and some lovely seaside views on the way. Is it better than going on a train? No, not really, but it's better than not getting there at all. So yeah, it was a very pleasant ride, very fair price, €14.30 I seem to recall. And yeah, I'm now in Waterford in plenty of time, about 2:30 in the afternoon, so I'm going to go for a walk all the way down by the side of the river, and then tomorrow is another day. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, then give it a like and consider subscribing, as I release a new video every Friday and the odd bonus on a Monday as well. So yeah, if you subscribe, less chance of missing any. But in the meantime, from the waterfront here at Waterford, I bid you goodbye and thank you very much for watching.